Hello and welcome everyone to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about how much a PhD student earns and what are the overall costs of living in Germany and some very important points that all the students can follow in order to better manage their money. So let's start. Okay, so the points that I'm mentioning here is mostly focused based on the earnings of a PhD student, but the same calculation can also be applied to postdocs or even the students who are doing their bachelor's or master's studies. So let's say I took a earning range of 1200 euros to 1900 euros per month based on the percentage of contract that the student has. So at a bare minimum, a student should earn at least 1200 euros per month, and this can go up to as high as 18 or 1900 euros based on the city and the place of living. In this video, I'll be showing all the calculations based on the lower bracket of earning, but the same can be applied to the higher bracket of earning. So let's say you have to pay monthly rent of 350 euros. Now this depends a lot on which city you are living in. For example, if you are living in a place like Berlin, so then it's very cheap there. It's not super costly. But on the other hand, if you are living in a place like Munich or Regensburg, so these like any place, any city near Bavaria, in Bavarian district, that's very expensive. So the rent can go up to even 700 or 800 euros per month. But again, this is very subjective. But so here I have taken a general case. So for me, I am also living in Regensburg and I also pay about 300 to 400 euros per month. Then moving on, you have food, that is 200 euros. So in this, I have taken into account all the groceries that you have to buy, and maybe sometimes once or twice a month you're going outside to have a dinner, have a meal. Then your semester ticket. So this is also your tuition fees. So for example, you have to buy semester ticket so that you get your student ID card. This is really important. So you have to pay twice yearly, every 6 months. So I've taken 200 euros here, and now this is also depending based on the university or in the place where you are living. So this also can vary from anywhere between 150 euros to even 1000 euros. So yeah, I'm taking a general case, and in this case the monthly cost would be 35 euros. Then other costs like traveling, clothes, stationery or work material, and other home products, kitchen products and so on, 180 euros. Then internet, I haven't mentioned any cost here because personally I do not really know how much to pay for internet. So most of the cases, let's say 95% of the time, the internet cost will be included in your rent. So that's why I haven't mentioned any cost, but this might be a cost for some of you guys additionally. Then your phone recharge, 8 euros. It depends on what connection you have. I have Aldi Talk, but let's say if you have a mobile connection from Telecom, which is probably the best network provider in Germany, then it costs a lot more. So but generally most of the students either use Vodafone or Aldi Talk, and it's sufficient. Then you have to pay this radio broadcasting tax. This is completely separate from all the other taxes. So this 1200 euros that you get is after all the tax deductions, your health insurance, your nursing tax, other church taxes, then you have your income tax. So but this tax is separate. So once you get an apartment to live and you register your address to the city council, then they send you the notice that for this radio broadcasting tax. So this is just an additional tax that you have to pay, and the cost is 17.5 euros monthly. So if we sum everything up, the total comes to 790 euros, but let's round it up to 800 euros. Now, for the lower case, 1200 euros, after spending the 800 euros monthly, you would still save 400 euros. And in the upper case, 1900 euros, you would be able to save 1100 euros monthly. Now, the next point is there is a negative interest rate from the banks. So what this means is the following. Most of the banks, for example Sparkasse or Commerce Bank or Deutsche Bank, in one of the banks or some other bank, wherever you have opened your account, in Germany there is you do not get any interest rate on your money that is lying in your bank account. Rather, you would get charged monthly to keep your money in the account. So this is something called as negative interest rate. So monthly you would be charged about 6 to 10 euros depending on the bank, and this is really annoying, and I do not understand why is this the case in Germany, but it is. So yeah, nothing to do. But there is an exception for students. So if you are a student and you are 27 years and your age is less than 27 years, so you do not need to pay these charges. So for me, when I came to Germany, I was less than 27 and I did not had a student ID card. But I told my bank that due to COVID everything is delayed, so I would get my student ID card some months later, and they did not charge me anything for this. But you have a time period of 6 months. So within this 6 months period, if you are able to show that you are a student by showing your student ID card or a registration in the university, then you do not have to pay this. So assuming that you would be a student, yeah, so that's why I haven't added this charge. But anyway, you would have an expense of about 800 euros. Now coming to how you can grow your money. So this is really important point to focus on. The simplest way that I follow is that I invest my money mostly in low cost index funds or ETFs. These are exchange traded funds. Anything like S&P 500, Nasdaq 100, Core MSCI World. But I won't go into too much depth about all this stuff. It is just a point that I wanted to make. Now, for example, a simple calculation. If you start with just as small as 25 euros in 12 months, you would have per month you are investing into the into any ETF or exchange traded fund. You would deposit about 150 euros, and then yearly you would get a return of about 8%, 7 to 8%. So you would earn about 12 euros on an investment of 150 euros. So this is good because if you are not investing anything, your savings that you are putting aside, or you're saving whatever in monthly, it would slowly get reduced due to several reasons. For example, due to inflation, and also due to these negative interest rates, and your money is not growing, which is not a good idea in the long run. But let's just take another case where you do incremental investment. What I mean by this is that, for example, in the beginning you are not comfortable to invest large amounts and you start small. Let's say you started with 25 euros for 3 months, then you increased to 50 euros in the next 3 months. Then you are now getting comfortable and you are understanding how these things work and what are the details in it. Then you start increasing more, 75 euros for next 3 months, and then again 25 euros you increased for the last 3 months. So total you deposited 750 euros for that year, and on that you would get an 8% return of 60 euros. So if you remember from the last slide, so you had to pay an extra 72 euros in the form of negative interest. But if you are investing, you are letting your money grow by itself. So this 60 euros, this you did not have to work. So this is the importance of investing. So that was it. I would finish it with this slide, summary slide. So the main point is that when you come to Germany, you are coming alone. So your parents are not here with you to advise what to do with your money or what not. So then it becomes really important that you also learn how to manage your money in the most efficient way, and it would really help you in the long run. So yeah, that was it. And subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.